Hello everyone, welcome to Luke's Movie Talk, where I go over some of the recent movies I've been watching and my thoughts on them. And for this review, I looked at Prey on Disney+. So, to start off, I loved the setting of the movie. It's actually set in, I think it was 1917 America, where it's on the Great Plains with the Native Americans before, I guess, the majority of the European settlers have got on there, I think. But yeah, it's based on this, I think it's Comanche tribe, which is the Native Americans, and it's a great setting because it's like in the flatlands and a lot of forests and a lot different because obviously in the other Predator films it's either been jungles or cityscapes, so it's a bit of different setting. So that was really cool. I love the cast. Amber Midthunder, who's the lead of this film, she's great. She has a great journey, and her growth throughout the film is really cool to watch because at the start of the film she is just starting to like want to go and do more than just her collecting of herbs and stuff. She wants to hunt, and she has this little axe that I think it was her father gave her, and she starts off just throwing it against trees for target practice. And throughout the film, she changes it. She adds a rope to it to make it more like a grappling hook, and she's just chucking it about and bringing it back, and she becomes a lot more deadly because she starts to actually hunt. She hunts rabbits and uses the weapon throughout the film to fight off settlers who are attacking her and the Predator, of course. The next thing I thought was really cool was the new Predator design and the weapons. It's not the typical Predator design from like the original one. It's a bit different. They've given it a bit of a bigger forehead. It's not as as futuristic. It doesn't have like the rocket launcher on its shoulder. The Predator's a bit more simplistic with its get up and its weapons. It's because the mask, for example, is basically a big bone plate instead of the usual like metal helmet. So that was really cool. Like the weapons as well. It's like obviously got the usual like the wrist blades, but it's also got these almost like a boomerang. It's like a stick, and at one point you see it's gone around someone's leg and it twists and cuts the leg off, which is really cool. And instead of the caster on the shoulder, the little laser pointers shoot out arrows instead, so making it more of a simplistic Predator, or more downgraded one, if you could say that. But yeah, that was really cool to see a different side instead of just the same Predator we've seen in basically every film, where it's the rocket launcher and the same few weapons it usually has. Next thing I really enjoyed was the sound design and the visuals. Like when the characters go into the forest, for example, they really use the quiet of the surroundings really well. Like they'll stop and listen, and you hear like crackling, which kind of sounds like the Predator, but it's not. It's like it's maybe a deer, or it's just another comrade they find. It was really cool because it built the tension up a bit more, and the visuals again were really cool. Like there's one point in the film where they go into the forest at night, and the only light source they have are these torches they have, and it really builds up the tension because all you can see is the character, and you can't see any of their immediate surroundings. So you're on edge a lot of the time because you don't know what's around them, and you hear these really weird things around them, and it's like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen next. It's really scary, but it was really cool. And then one of the best parts was the climactic battle and the setup for the future of the series. So Amber Midthunder's character, the main character, she goes up against the Predator and sets up loads of traps like Arnie does in the original. She uses bits and pieces throughout the rest of the film. She's seen, like for example, the mud pool that she gets trapped in during the film. She pulls the Predator into it and gets it stuck and traps it there to set up for the final killing blow, which is really cool because usually in films a lot of characters will go through stuff and not bring it up again, but the character went through a lot of things and it came back and it helped her in the end. She grew as a character, clearly, and used it to her advantage to win. And then the setup for the future, if you watch all the way to the end of the cave painting credits, they show the ships, multiple ships coming down from space. So that's awesome to see that they're somewhat planning for a possible sequel to this, or maybe, I don't know, a different setting, but a sequel all the same, because this film was great overall, because it was the same but a lot different to the other Predator films, but it gave its own twist and taste that gave it a lot more sting as something really cool, and a lot of people have enjoyed it, including myself. The one small nitpick I do have though, it's only one small one, is the animal CGI. That was the only small thing. Like there's a deer at the start of the film, which looks a bit off, and then there's a rabbit and wolf that you see at one point, and then the bear. It just looks slightly off, and it didn't take me out of the film, but you do notice. But overall, that was the only bad thing I could think of. The rest of the film is just fun and great. The Predator is awesome. I love the characters, the Comanche tribe. I love all the brother. I love the little like gang of hunters that go with them out on their hunting trips. They're all cool characters, especially when they fought the Predator and tried, but ended up failing in the end to defeat it. But yeah, overall, I love this film. I recommend you give it a try. I assume it's because it's on Disney Plus. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus in every territory. It might be on like Hulu in America. So yeah, if you can watch it, I do recommend it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it overall. But yeah, that's all for now. For my thoughts on this. But until next time, make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this little chat about it, and make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with any other future uploads I do. But until then, I'll see you next time.